What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news each and every day. I'm Drew Mosley, that's Scott Savage, and you can join us at InsideTheGame.ca, our YouTube channel at Inside the Game Official, podcast services, thanks to our friends at Fired Up Network, and all those beautiful TV streaming platforms around the globe. I'm talking about Roku, Amazon Prime, Samsung Plus, Jinx Esports TV, ESTV, and a whole lot more. Scott, dude, it's the weekend. What are you playing this weekend?
I'm definitely gonna have to get into some more Halo. I can't get it out of my system.
What?
I know it's a weird callback to Halo Infinite, that is, too. I'm not even going back to the old ones. I'm back in on the Infinite because it's gotten so good now that it's actually what I want to play.
Let me
I'm
ask
so
you,
happy to say that again.
Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of a little game called Starfield?
Oh yeah, it's kind of making a rumbling. That's a PlayStation game, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. Scott, you're fired. Dude, it's everybody. I take a look at my friends list right now, and everybody's Starfield. Like, everybody is on Starfield, and I'm in it, dude. I'm going around just gathering resources right now. I have story missions to go do. I'm like, no, I was gonna go collect some stuff. I got a few minutes. I gotta go kill some time, and then I got encumbered, and it just weighs me down. I get frustrated, and then I bolt back to my ship and just spew all my goods all over my ship floor and then continue on. But dude, we got a lot to talk about in today's show. What do we have?
We have Elder Scrolls 6 exclusivity, the conversation surrounding the future. Very exciting projects are over on Respawn, and EA has more to tell on that. Maybe. We have Payday 3's roadmap. It seems like it'll be getting a lot of different support over the next year. And E3 2024 might be happening.
Dude, I can't. Yeah, E3. Really? I don't know. Ever heard of the Keeleys? That's what's really kind of going on right now. Scott, let's go, dude. We got a lot to talk about today. Scott, topic number one is a big one, dude. It is no surprise Xbox Phil Spencer addresses potential Elder Scrolls 6 exclusivity, and, well, Starfield hit some massive numbers on day one. Not concurrent, overall players. It is a big one. This comes from Tom Ivan over at VGC. Following this week's release of Starfield, Bethesda Game Studios' next game will be a new entry in the long-running fantasy RPG series. Starfield is available on the Xbox Series X and S, PC, via Windows, and Steam, and the Microsoft Game Pass subscription service, which lets users play on titles. We all know how this works. It's Bethesda's Game Studios' first release since Microsoft acquired its parent company ZeniMax Media in 2021. Notably, Starfield is not available on PlayStation consoles, which will also be the case for an upcoming Indiana Jones game set to be published by Bethesda Softworks. In an interview with Bloomberg this week, Xbox boss Phil Spencer, dude, that always hooks me up a little bit.
X-boss every time, yeah.
Xbox boss Phil Spencer was asked whether Elder Scrolls 6 will also be an exclusive and how Microsoft decides whether it's on the right track with the release schedule strategy. Quote, "We look at it on a case-by-case basis with the games that we build," end quote. He replied, quote, "We want to make sure our games are available in so many different places on our Xbox consoles, on PC, also via cloud. These games can come to almost any web-enabled device. We're looking at millions and millions of players who will have access to Starfield and other Xbox Game Studio games. It's really about giving players choice around how they want to play, and they build their library of games," end quote. In November of 2021 interview, Spencer appeared to suggest Elder Scrolls 6 wouldn't be available on PlayStation. Well, Scott, let's get into why, because we just got some recent numbers as to Starfield alone. The number of players that jumped in on day one. You ready for this? When the game was released on Wednesday, Xbox Phil Spencer said it had exceeded 1 million concurrent players across all platforms, but it wasn't clear how many unique users had played Starfield. This has now been revealed in a tweet by the official Starfield account, which claims that over 6 million people had played the game by the end of its first official day of release. Dude, hats off. Hats off.
Yeah, that is
well
an
done.
incredible achievement.
Right? Almost like a golf clap, almost. It's dude, that is huge numbers. And this is why we've been talking about Xbox. Yo, where's the exclusives? why aren't we playing any exclusives? You talk about PlayStation, you got to bring in PlayStation when you think about God of War, Horizon, Spider-Man. Dude, those hit juggernaut numbers too, because why? Because they're exclusive and people want to play those games, right? Hands down, we want to play those games. You get into Starfield, 6 million players on day one. Dude, that's day one. We haven't even conceded a whole week yet. Wait till next week. Just imagine what those numbers are going to be next week, Scott.
Oh, that was Forza Horizon 5, I believe, that had the record for 10 million in 1 week. I think this is on track to smash that. I think I'm going to hazard a guess at 12 to 13 million by the end of the week, but we'll see how that number lines up. But isn't it interesting being behind a, well, not to say paywall, but a subscription service and being exclusive didn't really seem to do much to slow the numbers down, to slow uptake. Everybody seems to get on.
No, absolutely.
I've seen a lot of testaments of people saying that I bought an Xbox just for Starfield.
I was going to say that. I was just about to say, people are buying an Xbox just to play Starfield because they want to be in on the conversation. They want to enjoy it, a great game. Granted, we talked about the issues, and you can check out our full review on our website, insidethegame.ca, to get our full thoughts and understanding of how the game works and what issues we did have, what we came across. We're still not done talking about it on the show. We're going to be talking about it again here in the next couple weeks, as you guys are jumping in now full swing and experiencing the game for the first time and what your thoughts are on that. But at the same time, dude, an exclusive like this means something. And you have to think, if we can get 6 million exclusive players on the Xbox platform, you're going to do it with Elder Scrolls as well, wouldn't you think?
I think so. Yeah, Starfield had to kind of build its own hype over many years, understandably, but Elder Scrolls is already it has that baked into the DNA. Everybody knows Elder Scrolls, and that has so much hype surrounding it that I think these numbers could even be small. Keep in mind, Elder Scrolls 6 is a long ways away, so it's hard to say exactly what the typical numbers will be, how many people are on Game Pass, for example.
Yeah.
But I'd expect it to be a lot similar to this.
Well, think about it. As we get into Elder Scrolls 6 in, 7 years probably from now? 7, 8 years at this point? Like, Bethesda takes their time. Like, think about that. Dude, it's going to be a while. like, at the end of the day, this isn't going to come out next year.
I'm glad we'll have GTA 6 to keep us busy until then.
Yeah, that's the idea, hopefully. But when this does drop, you have to think, if this is a testament of what Bethesda is doing right now and pulling in 6 million players on day one, Elder Scrolls has got to be in the same vein. Why would you want to give that to PlayStation? PlayStation's not giving you God of War, right? They're not going to give you Horizon. They certainly aren't going to give you Spider-Man 2. So why wouldn't you keep something for the Xbox fans? We've been hungry. We've been starving, Scott, for an exclusive over on Xbox. And this proves that right out the gate on day one that the exclusives speak for themselves. If it's a good game, granted, Redfall, not so good. But it's still in that vein, right? Of, hey, it's an exclusive. You want to play Redfall, you can only get it over here. Granted, not many people want to play that game. And there's warranted reasons behind that, right? But if you push that one out the side, you move into Starfield, and then you move into what's coming down the line, like, there's a reason for exclusives. And this maybe now takes conversation to a different level of going, maybe Xbox is no longer in third place.
I think that's an interesting discussion on its own.
Right? We could get into a whole discussion right there. Phil Spencer says right now in the bottom tier out of PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox is in third. Well, does Starfield just bump them up a little bit? We do have Super Mario Brothers Wonder coming out here soon, but I don't think that's the big juggernaut title that's gonna. It's not like Tears of the Kingdom. Granted, I think it's gonna sell just fine, but I don't think it's gonna appeal to everybody. But at the end of the day, when they're in this console race, the exclusives are what's going to drive you ahead, right? It's going to pick up that pace for you. And then if you partner too with third parties, then you're into a whole other conversation. And that's something that Sony's done very, very well. That's why they are the number one right now, Scott. Like, Nintendo's doing well, but we always talk about Nintendo does Nintendo, right? Like, they're certainly.
Well,
go ahead.
They've used the exclusive model to stay in the race, and they've not always been last. So it's kind of unfair of us to paint them in that place. But think about the Wii. Nintendo exclusives really just sell their console. They understand that model, and it seems like Xbox has some catching up to do, but they're making good strides towards that.
I
I
think
think this Bethesda purchase, I think, is going to pay for itself.
so, absolutely. Do you predict Elder Scrolls 6 to go exclusive?
I think it will. I
Me
think it
too.
will. Because of all this money, it had to be going somewhere. They had to buy something.
And Starfield's a proven case right there. 6 million players day one. You got to think Elder Scrolls is going to do the exact same thing. Dude, Scott, man, we got some good conversations happening today. I love it, man. EA says CEO is teasing stuff. What's the next project coming out of Respawn? Tom Ivan over at VGC. Speaking at the GSCT conference on Wednesday, Wilson praised Respawn's work on the Apex Legends and Star Wars Jedi series before saying there's more to come from the studio. EA acquired Titanfall maker, rest in peace, Respawn in 2017, deal worth $455 million, and well, dude, that's a hefty number right there. But now studios are getting bought up for the billions. So
yeah, it's incredibly small. Yeah, that number was rendered quite small in short time.
Wilson said this: "We haven't done that many acquisitions. We've done a few. Respawn, of course, was maybe one of the most incredible acquisitions ever done in the industry. Well, they're an incredible team, and they've created incredible value for us, for our shareholders, and certainly for these global communities of players across Apex and the Jedi series. And you should imagine that there's some other things going on at Respawn that we're very excited about, that we're not going to talk about, but that we're very excited about just given the quality of that group." Dude, what a tease and a hat. Like, really? We're not going to share anything with you, but hey, shareholders, start sending your more money this way because Respawn's on their next project.
Yeah, it's funny. You had to make mention of that. It's good for the shareholders.
Yeah.
I think it's also good for gamers everywhere.
Dude, we weren't even mentioned in there.
Don't forget about us. Although I share the sentiment. Anything coming out of Respawn is worth a look at the very least.
Absolutely. Apex, Survivor, or just the Jedi series alone now at this point, right? With Fallen Order and then Survivor. We have to think we're getting into another Jedi Survivor sequel at some point.
Is this a way of tipping the hat, Titanfall fans? Hold on.
Dude, I don't think we're getting Titanfall yet. I really don't think so. I think, are they about to get into another IP? Let's get into that. As an interview with Axios in May, Respawn's boss Vince Cimbella said a, quote, "very small team is in the early stages of developing an original IP at the studio," Scott. So there's that as well. We're getting into something new. What are they working on? Well, nobody quite knows. But yeah, brand new IP has us rather excited. Opportunities there at this point, right? So you just put up Respawn on the screen, brand new IP. That's all we need to know. Well, yeah. We do have a ton of questions, but it is exciting to think of where they're going to head next, right? Because they've been crushing, dude, they've been crushing it out lately. Survivor, dude, still had issues on launch. Like, that game crashed 4 times on me, and I was so disappointed because it was at such a higher level than probably a lot of games I've played this year. And if it wasn't for those crashes, it might have been my game of the year. I don't know, but either way, yeah. what a game.
Quite technically sound though. The games that come out of Respawn, not not usually buggy or crashing. That's quite severe.
We've seen.
Think about Apex. Apex and Titanfall. That is a shared universe. So I'm not sure if saying an original IP takes it out of that shared universe. But I can't help but think about Titanfall.
You think we're getting a spin-off?
I don't want to say it's impossible. I think it could happen because the universe is just so large and begging to be fully explored. But I sound like a fan because I am.
Absolutely. The thing I'm looking, okay, brand new IP. What direction did it take? Fantasy? We've seen a lot of rise lately in fantasy and sci-fi. Dude, sci-fi is hitting hot right now. It's coming in, especially with Starfield. But everybody else seems to be, hey, our new sci-fi title, our new sci-fi. And then fantasy is in there. Where else could they take this? Where are they going to go next? Are they going away from, well, I'd say going away from first person, but really Apex first person, Jedi Survivor's third person. Opportunities are endless here. This is just Respawn's working on something. Dude, I just want to know more. Payday 3 roadmap was revealed just yesterday as a press release came into my inbox. Scott, developer Starbreeze and publisher Deep Silver announced 2 new additions to the Payday crew arriving in Payday 3. Joy, a supporting character in previous games, and Pearl, an all-new heister have joined up with Dallas and the rest of the Payday crew and will be playable at launch. Pretty exciting stuff there, Scott. We do have some high-level post-launch plans. Starbreeze is excited to share the content and updates players can look forward to later this year. Year 1 post-launch content. The high-level post-launch plan includes the following DLC. In the winter, the syntax error set for winter 2023. We get DLC 2, which is Boys in Blue, is set to release in the spring of 2024. DLC 3, The Land of the Free, will release in summer of 2024, and then DLC 4 pack will be the Fear and Greed set for fall of 2024. Dude, we got a bit of a lineup going on here, Scott. It's nice to see that things are already in production, already planned. I think this is one of those things. Payday 3 is essentially games of service, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking just now, is they're certainly expecting a long life cycle.
No, absolutely. Dude, if they have anything like they've had with the run-up with Payday 2, I think Payday 3 has that same, hopefully, agile take to then keep going and moving forward and getting into other things like that. Pearl and Joy will join the original crew. Pearl is an expert con artist and infiltrator who is as comfortable running scams on the streets as she is rubbing elbows with the rich and famous. Dude, sounds like my kind of character right there. I'm already into Pearl. That sounds cool. Joy is a genius hacker and security expert who is now on an official part of the crew. So 2 new characters coming right on day one for launch. 6. That brings us up to 6. No longer do we have to use the original 4. We can get into 6. Dude, I'm so excited for Payday 3. Like, there's a lot to unpack when we get into this, and I cannot wait. Dude, the fact that we have a crew on almost like a nightly basis for us is, I think, the exciting part, right? We can all jump in, have a good time. And it is one of those, dude, you definitely need to play Payday 3 with friends.
That's got me ready to go. I'm wondering what character is going to be mine. I'm going to have to look into them because they each have a history with Payday 2, and I need to find my place amongst the crew. I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this one.
I think so.
Fingers crossed. Hope for a good launch.
Yeah, that's just how well do the servers go at launch. Well, time will tell. But Joy, dude, a genius hacker and security expert, like, that's my build in a lot of games. Right across the board, Starfield included, right? I went into the hacking side, I went into the stealth side. So this could be my way to go in, and this is my true first experience getting into Payday, and it has me so excited to see all of us in there on a nightly basis trying to pull off these heists. Dude, very, very cool. And again, another tie-in over to GTA 6.
That's right.
E3 is something we've seen come and go, Scott, over the years, and it's worked and then it hasn't worked. Dude, it was the showpiece of our industry, and now, well, Keeley is the showpiece. I don't think E3 isn't it life hope this at all. Dude, I think E3 is just over, but Reed Pop and ESA part ways over E3. Yeah, E3 2024 it might happen, but doesn't sound like it will. Let's get into this one. Christopher Dring over at gamesindustry.biz, PAX organizer Reed Pop will not be working on future E3 events. The company and the ESA have announced. The ESA has also informed the Los Angeles Convention Center, which is the traditional home of E3, that it will not be putting a show on there in 2024. ESA has not canceled plans for the 2024 event, but if one was to go ahead, it won't take place in the venue. Scott, we've seen this come and go, man, for the last few years. E3 hit this point where it costs everybody an arm and a leg. We had the pandemic. Everybody switches to moving online to create their own showcases, their own state of plays, things along this line, right? Nintendo did it a long time ago with the Nintendo Direct. And everybody, I think, has finally just started to catch up and understand that we don't need to go to E3 to showcase our own titles. Xbox is in that E3 week, but dude, they're at their own convention.
Catch up to Nintendo is an interesting thought that you just given me. It's funny to say. Yeah. Not throwing shade at Nintendo, but they're not generally the leading edge for decisions like this. But are we going to see, do you think, a digital event in any capacity? Or do you think the whole E3 week has passed now? We're already into the model of each company doing it individually. Maybe E3, I'm wondering if we'll even get a ceremonial mention at this point. Or is it just a relic of the past?
I think E3 is really just a relic of the past. I think they're trying to hold on with everything they can, but with Jeff Keighley kicking in, Dude, he's overshadowed them now for so long that I don't think E3 really stands a chance of coming back. There might be something, and there's hope for them in 2025. But again, here goes another year that they go past. Every year they go past just puts them one further step in the hole, right? That 6 foot hole. And it just doesn't seem like they're ever going to come out of it. Dude, I feel like the E3 is kind of like our electronic boutique back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah. EV Games, dude, is dead. And I kind of feel so is E3.
Names.
Yeah.
It changes names, and then a decade later, it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it just doesn't matter, right? I don't think E3 matters anymore because everything has an online presence where PlayStation can showcase exactly what they want and not have to worry about paying this exorbitant amount of money over to the ESA so they can put in a booth. Like, dude, there's tens of thousands of dollars going into these booths. They're like, what for? Why are we giving all this money away when we can keep it to ourselves and show off just as well, if not better? Because it's online, more people can play or more people can check it out. Like, there's other ways now to get around things where they don't need a true convention anymore, which is sad to say because that true convention is one heck of a thing. Like, PAX still happens, right?
Yeah.
Gamescom still happens, but E3
TGS even.
Yeah, exactly. TGS is coming up, but E3 just put themselves in such a hole that even Jeff Keighley was like, I'm done working with them. I don't like their vision. I don't think they have what they have. And I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but he didn't like their idea of where they wanted to take their presentation next, the E3 event, and that's why Jeff started his own thing, which has worked out just fine for him, and it seems to be kind of taking the industry to that next level where E3 wasn't. It was everybody shows up, everybody comes to us, and that's not the case anymore, right?
No, I think this is just a modernization of the same concept. I would have loved to go to an E3 event. However, I think the last one, the writing was on the wall in 2015, I'm going to say. I think that's when Keighley really stood up, took the stage, and then took the stage with him on the way out.
And now Reed Pop is gone too. After 14 years of working with ESA, now they're gone. Like, dude, the future of E3, as far as I'm concerned, is dead.
I think it's gone.
Scott, it's Friday, and, well, there's lots to play over this weekend if you're not already playing Starfield, but good luck to some of these games. I know there's a big one in here my son has been pumped for, dude. What are we playing this weekend?
We have Synced on PC, Enchanted Portals on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles.
We have that one, by the way. We're going to be playing that one, too. That one looks kind of cool. It reminds me a little bit of Cuphead, Scott.
Oh, that has me excited. NBA 2K24 is on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox One, X, S, and the Switch. I'm very interested to see how that runs across all these consoles.
We have that one too, so we'll be on that one as well. Dude, there's so many games, I can't keep up.
It is really hard to keep up. We have Anonymous Code on PC, PS4, and the Switch. And Fae Farm comes to PC and Switch today. And that one looks cute.
It does. It's like a Animal Crossing kind of thing. Dude, that looks pretty cool. Well, that'll wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news each and every day. We'll be back again. I'm Drew. That's Scott.
And we'll see you inside the game.